today's episode of What Are We Going to Do on Zwift involves a time trial, which is like my thing. So fully not expecting to win, not expecting to come anywhere near it. It's 8 kilometres, it's the Bologna course, it's got a climb in, so it's not even like my cup of tea anyway. But I've never done a TT on Zwift, so let's just throw myself out there, see what happens, and rack up the excuses to why I was or wasn't very good.
Time trial chat.
Oh, much more complicated getting set up for this time trial than it is like an actual time trial.
It's worse, even though you're stationary.
Oh yeah. Getting everything to connect. Because the turbo trainer parameter reads lower than my cranks. Turbo trainers are also I don't trust it, and the cranks I've been using for everything. So connect that, but you have to connect a controllable trainer, and it just takes forever to find the turbo trainer, if at all. I just get real fed up with just want to train and technology. Apparently this time trial is part of a stage race that someone is doing. And it's all linked up. It's just about every man and his dog has said I need to be on Zwift Power, so I did that. So there's today's time trial, tomorrow morning's road stage, tomorrow afternoon's crit, and then a longer, hillier road stage Sunday morning. In amongst that, we got our Israel medical ride as well, and Francis has asked me to join him as he's trying to double Everest, the Tour de Alp here on Zwift as well, so I've got a jam-packed Saturday in here.
I'm just letting everyone know you haven't got a fan.
Well, everyone has said that that's worth 20 watts.
Did you make sure everyone knows you're at altitude though?
Someone else has already said it for me. So
for anyone that follows us on social media, this is our new cat. She is a stray, well she was a stray, she's now a cat, but we've given her a bath and she's shedding something chronic, so that's why she's on a, yeah that's you, that's why she's on a towel on the bed. And this of course is Meow, but not super sold on the idea of someone else coming in, but they're managing so far, they're tolerating each other just. The earbuds are in, I think that may be to drown out my motivational speaking. Oh no, you can hear me.
Yeah, over the top.
What's your TT
playlist?
Or like, you know,
just the normal training one. Me Because of You by Harvey with no vowels.
Oh, I don't even know that one, you big salty alty dog.
Yeah. A bit of Blink 182 on there though, as well. Most would have heard of that.
Yeah. And you're sweating already. This isn't a good sign, is it?
No.
Let's just get a close up of that, because the race has not started. And
warm up, hey. 7 minutes to go.
Sweat be dripping.
Wearing my long sleeve because people were taking a mick out of my hairy shoulders last time round, so wearing a long sleeve.
No, don't you cover that rug up.
Keep all the heat in.
Don't you cover that rug up.
Keep all the heat in. So they appear to be setting 5 or 6 riders off in waves. There's no drafting or anything. And they're setting the group off every 15 seconds. I've got a couple of my mates are doing this, so hopefully see them.
Do you have minute men?
Huh?
Have you got minute men?
Yeah, well, 15-second men. Also 15-second men that way. It's like 8 and a bit K, I think. So on a flat course, that's 10 minutes. On a hilly course, that's significantly more, and there's a big old hill at the end of this. So.
Oh, but it's not like an hour-long one. It's like a world's one.
No, it's a short one.
Oh, crikey.
7 seconds to go.
Here we go. How's that aero tuck?
Aero.
Do you need your helmet?
Well, I haven't even started yet.
No. And they're off. Here he goes. We're now 60 seconds. Oh, we're not 60 seconds in. We're like 1 second in.
7 seconds.
Oh, stop, you're losing your aero traction by speaking. Shouldn't your head be in a tuck? Yeah, there you go. See, I know aero. I could be aerodynamicist. This is the problem though, they get to this point and then it's like, oh, all guns blazing, and it's actually not that exciting, is it? So you're sort of just left to make your own fun, really. I mean, he's going to be no good to chat to now. We have just hit 1 minute. 1 minute. There is no slipstream. I cannot see who is in front. I cannot see who is behind, so I am effectively useless right now. Apologies. What I can tell you is that we're currently sitting on 400 watts, so it's looking good. Other than that, I am of no use. Time trial commentary, it's a little bit harder because there's only one person waiting. He's going to be offering no chat. There's no sprints going on. Nothing to commentate about sort of the lovely countryside. I don't even know where this is.
Bologna.
It's in Bologna. Bologna, which I believe is a beautiful part of Italy. It's going to say Spain, but then I was like, no, Bologna. It's like a pizza, I think, or a pasta. Beautiful dish. If you want, I'd actually just run you through what my understanding of time trial is. Obviously, this is a lot about the equipment that you use, about the position that you're in, and the bike that you're on. So Alex is on a time trial bike because, as demonstrated, he's got his elbows in the planks. And the tuck, as we demonstrate, so if I was wind right now, the wind comes in and goes over the shoulders and back, which creates a vacuum effect, and that essentially pulls the rider forward. Depends on which way the wind is blowing, but there's no wind here at the moment, so the aero tuck is a little bit useless. If Alex was wearing the helmet though, I feel like he may go faster.
Yeah, maybe.
Also interesting to note, we have the gear change just sitting under the thumbs here, which differs from a normal bike, because in a normal bike you would be using this thumb action to be changing the bike gears, and on a time trial bike you're using this thumb action to change the bike gears. So all in all, it's a pretty good race so far. We're still sitting at about 309, oh, we've just cracked 400 watts again. Okay, no talking, but just hold up one hand if really hard. Okay, yep. And 2 hands for can't wait for it to be over. Hey! Just imagine it's Rowan Dennis in front of you. Think of that vacuum pulling you along.
4K to go.
4K to go.
3K to go.
Little drippy nose.
Coming up to the hill, I think.
Engage climbing mode.
Oh yeah. Oh no, perhaps not.
Do not engage climbing mode. That was the climb.
Still is.
You're still on the climb. Oh, out of the saddle. Out of the saddle, help. Yeah, look at that go. Coaching 101. 1.4K to go. 1.4K is like a few laps through the McDonald's drive-thru, but you'll be fine. Look, you've overtaken a few people. Caught the Minutemen. Straight through him, bam. Wow, thank you, ma'am. See you later, son. So you'll see behind me, now it's not the best time to be asking for rider chat. Going up a hill is pretty hard work. I myself have experienced these horrors, and I really don't understand how there's some people that choose it to be a specialty. This one not so much, not a specialty, not a climber, but he's a big tank, he's a big rig, he's a big powerhouse, and currently sitting at nearly 400 watts, so it honestly, it looks like there's about a kilometre to go, and that can't be too far, too many more minutes. How you going, hun? Pushing?
Yeah.
Less than a kilometre to go.
It's So,
all good things are worth a wait.
oh,
Think of how good this will feel at the end. Think of that release. Oh, all that lactic acid in your legs. Just remembered key fact from Alex's movie star days. I've been in a tea car once with them when they were doing a time trial, and I've remembered the secret is vamos Alex, vamos, 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 vamos Alex, vamos. Just straight down the radio for about 40 minutes, and I got out of the car. I was like, I've never had such not aggression, but just the same word over and over and over again. Vamos! Vamos, Alex, vamos! Half a K to go. Here we go. Power through. 0.2K to go. Final stretch. The home run. The hit 'em hard. Gun it till you've gone. Leave nothing in the tank. Throw caution to the wind. Take that chance. Leave no stone unturned. It's coming, it's coming. Look, look. To the finish line. Hey! You were 20th. What the hell?
not much like a real time trial.
Harder? Better? Worse?
Oh, different. It's just like, it's kind of like there's less to think about.
What, less periphery, less stuff to take in?
Yeah, like pacing, it's just go hard and hang on. I mean, maybe could have paced it differently if I'd gone out easier, but my thing is flat, so it's like make my time on the flat, but oh, that climb was hard. I didn't do the 0 2 years ago, so I have no idea what it's like.
Is this a Giro course?
Yeah, from 2 years ago.
Hey!
No, last year, sorry, beg your pardon, last year. So, I can't even remember who won.
Wait, you're see-through dripping.
I know it was a climber, but it was a real, like, I'm pretty sure I did one of my, what WTF top 10s for it. Cause,
who won it?
Maybe Roglic, maybe. Numbers wise, I did 366, which it was more like 390 before. Halfway through it was 390, which I was quite happy with. But
you were cracking 400 for
first kilometre, I think it was like 400, but after that, I just, I mean, I keep using altitude as an excuse, but altitude is an excuse. Everyone's been saying, oh, you got ZWIFT power, so I did. So I think they give more accurate results, but looking at that, it's just like people coming in, I did 366, and people coming in with like 280, and it's just, in the World Tour, 280 on the smallest of people doesn't beat 360 on like me. So maybe the time trial on ZWIFT needs some work still to make it more realistic, which I'm more than happy to like get involved with.
Are you making excuses?
No, no. Talking with the boys, time trial bike is a difference over a road bike, and I haven't done the time to get a disc wheel. I don't know, all that adds up to. Yeah, like could you, in a future version of ZWIFT, can you start playing around with skin suits and aero socks and aero shoes and all of that jazz?
For that vacuum aerodynamic effect.
Yeah, I heard some of that. You being an expert, yeah?
Kind of right though. The wind goes over top of you.
Yeah.
So that slows.
Kind of around you, through you.
Not slows the wind
down.
down.
Slows you down.
No, the wind. But the more aero you are, and the more aero your equipment and skin suit and socks and helmet is,
the faster you go.
Yeah. Because the wind is.
Yes. Keep going.
No, I was opening that up for you to finish the sentence.
I'd quite like you to finish it.
It's like a plane. Like you are the object that cuts through the wind.
Yes.
Therefore, there's something that pulls you forward because the wind is more
almost.
Resistant.
So nothing pulls you. The only thing pulling you forward is the power you're putting through the pedals. That pushes you forward. The wind then provides resistance, which is what not pushes you backwards, but pushes back on you. There's a few other factors like drivetrain efficiency and like rolling resistance in the tyres, but wind is the biggest force for stopping you going very fast.
Wind in layman's terms doesn't mean, oh, it's very gusty outside. It just means it's just like the air.
Yeah, it's like when you're driving along, putting your hand out the window and feeling that resistance against your hand. It's the same deal.
When the dog's got its head out the window and it's like...
Yeah, but if you were to go like that with your hand, there'd be less resistance.
Yes, and so that is like bad aero, that is good aero.
Yeah.
This is time trial, this is road racing.
And this is the best aero. Nothing at all. But the difference between a bike and a plane is a plane's got to stay in the air, so the plane tips the wings, which creates more resistance but also pushes the plane up. In the same way a Formula 1 car has wings to push the car into the...
Do you want to bogey?
I know what bogey. Pushes the car into the floor. Time trialist doesn't want any of that. We don't, for a cyclist, you don't want to be pushed up or pushed down, you just want to...
Be pushed by someone behind you.
Go as fast as possible. But a lot of it comes down to, if the wind comes round you, there's two factors. You've got to push the air out of the way. So when you're riding, the wind's coming here and the wind's then got to go either round or through. It's just got to move, and that action of moving is what causes resistance. The secondary part is, let's say your arm, a pocket of air, because of the wind that's been pushed round.
That air can't go like that, the air has to go.
Yeah, the air tries to come back because there's a vacuum behind.
I knew there was a vacuum somewhere.
So that vacuum then creates, that vacuum sort of pulls you back as well. So you can get into the topic of trips and all of that to try and reduce that vacuum. But interestingly...
I just want to make sure everyone's still tuned into our science lesson.
Interestingly, so take a team pursuit, 4 guys in a line, hardest place is the front. Second hardest place is the back.
I thought the back was the armchair ride.
No, number 3 is the armchair ride. Because, so you create a big vacuum behind you,
yes.
But if you put another rider there, they then, the vacuum moves from behind you to behind them effectively, or a lot of it. So they take away the backwards drag, which is why if you've got a peloton behind you, then you're going to go faster than if you're out on your own, solo. And if you go past someone in a time trial and they sit on, don't have a moan at them because they're helping you.
Lads chat.
Yeah, the guys, so I'm racing against 5 guys, and I only meet the guy that's been on the beers already today.
Are you regretting when I said this afternoon, would you like a wine? And you said, no, I'm racing.
It says 338 watts average, and I'm pretty sure it was more. Oh no, sorry, 366, that's it. No, sorry, beg your pardon, I came third. But I was more than a minute off of Simon.
You came third out of the whole thing? No, you didn't.
No, third out of my mates.
Oh,
third
right.
out of the guys doing this little stage race thing. Yeah. Ooh.
So a future in Zwifting, probably not on the cards.
Not at altitude, but let's just let's do some quick maths here, because Training Peaks says you lose 14% at altitude, so 366 times 0.14, 51 watts.
You lost 51 watts.
So 366 plus. Oh, 366 plus 420. No, 366 plus 51.
Look,
417.
we've had a lot of science, we've had a lot of maths. Let's just round off with what the people want to see.
What's that?
The cats. Hey! Yeah? Have you just been snoozing? Yeah? Time for dinner? Yeah. I just realised there was no baking interlude, just because the time trial was, you know, a bit more snappy, bit sharper. This is some brownie. These are banana oat muffins. Alex taste tested one, Chanel taste tested one. They were pretty good.
Meanwhile, Chanel with a glass and a bottle of red in her hand.
What do you call it, a glass?
Yeah, or a cup and a bottle. That's what this has got to.
Should have done a commentary after this.